Ladies and gentlemen, Hans Niemann has made headlines once again. Recently, there was a chess event between Hans Niemann and Indian superstar Vidit Gujrathi. He recently won the candidates. So, anyways, this was a series of games between these two players worth $50,000. So, the winner gets 30,000 and the loser gets 20,000. That's a lot of money. You could literally lose all your games and still walk away with 20,000 US dollars. Damn. So, the format of this entire match was they played three sets of games. So, in the first set, they played 4 minutes plus 2 seconds. In the second set, they played yet again 3 minutes plus 2 seconds. And in the final set, it was 2 minutes plus 2 seconds. So, in order to win this match, you need to win 2 out of 3 sets. So, in order to win a set, you need the first player to win 6 games wins a set. Anyways, let's get right down to the action. In this video, I'll be covering the first game of this entire match. The first game of the first set, first game of the entire match. Hans Niemann was with the white pieces and e4, e5, knight f3. Right away, we have an Italian game. Bishop c4, bishop c5, d3, knight f6, c3, d6, castles, a6, rook e1, bishop a7, knight b d2, castles, knight f1, and here I think instead of knight f1, maybe he should have gone bishop to b3, because now, since he played knight f1, he gets hit with knight a5, and after bishop b3, knight takes b3, a takes b3, this is what happened in the game. Black is pretty happy here. I mean, Vidit has literally gotten off to a good start. He has gotten what he wanted from the opening. He no longer has to worry about any threats to f7 from this diagonal. So, knight g4, d4, e takes d4, h3, knight e5, knight takes, bishop takes, c takes, and as you can see, white has isolated double pawns. But in compensation for that, he also has the center. Knight g3, d5, e5, f6. And now e takes f6 was played. This is of course a slight inaccuracy. Queen takes f6, bishop e3, bishop e6, rook c1, c6, queen d2, just doubling up. Perhaps maybe bishop g5 would be interesting. h6, now the g5 square is no longer possible for white to enter. Queen d1, knight h4, king h2, rook a e8, rook c2, and queen g6. Rook ce2, bishop f5, f3, bishop d3, and now as you can see, black's bishop is rather annoying. It's already entered into white's position, it's on the third rank, and it's already putting some significant pressure on white's rooks. Rook f2, rook e7, bishop d2, takes, rook e8, queen c1, queen f6, bishop e3, bishop b5. Now, this bishop is literally just stopping white's rook from going to f1, e2. White's queen can't even go to d3 because this bishop is just a monster. If, like for example, if white had a pawn on a3, then maybe a4 and this would have not been such a big issue. But yeah, this bishop is just rather annoying for white to deal with. White is in a very passive position. Technically it's equal, but it would be very annoying to play as white here. If I was white, I would be rather annoyed to play this position. I would not be very happy here. Queen g2, and now this is where I think black goes wrong. Plays knight g6. Instead of knight g6, Vidit, I mean, he was down on time a bit, but much better would be simply queen e7, just putting pressure on this entire e-file. If, for example, bishop f4 was played, he could go queen to e1, and after, if an exchange were to occur, this would be the best line. Bishop e5, and You can see that black has a very dominating structure here. This bishop is a monster, this rook is cut off. Eventually, long term, this is much better for black. This would be the right approach for black. But instead we got knight g6, queen c3, queen d6, f4, and now you can see the momentum has changed here. As soon as Vidit stepped away, he pushed back a bit. This is where Hans Niemann put his foot on the gas. f4, f4, knight h4, but it's a little too late. f5, rook e4, and now this is where it really kicks in. Queen d2, rook e8, just time pressure. You can see, playing rapid moves. Bishop f4, queen f6. Look at that bishop. This bishop was stuck on e3 a few moves ago. Now it's on e5. It's a monster here. Queen g5, rook f4, rook f8. Look at this. Just a few moves ago, we had this position. We had a pawn on f3, a bishop on e3. This was a completely passive setup for Hans Niemann. But look at this now. Look at the current position we have here. This was like 18 moves ago. The position was completely passive for Hans Niemann. Move 39, rook f8. This is a completely dominating position, plus 4.7. Queen f2, h5, f6. Now, the foot is completely on the gas. Just pushing, attacking. Knight g6, f7 check, king h7, and now after rook f5, if the queen were to move anywhere, this is checkmate. You could play queen e7, this is mate. Literally. So black had to give up a rook. Rook takes f7. Now black is just down a rook. Takes. I mean, Vidit could just resign here, but he played for a few more moves. e6, h4, and he resigned because this pawn will promote and eventually he'll get mated. Brilliant play by Hans Niemann. Just a beautiful attacking game. As soon as Vidit stepped off, took his foot off the gas, he relaxed, went into a defensive position. Then Hans Niemann just straight up, when my man just went straight up, f4, f5, f6, blasted him. Fantastic play. What definitely my favorite game from the match is this one, the first game. And just like that, with that momentum, Grandmaster Hans Niemann managed to win 2 out of 3 sets, and he walked away with 30,000 US dollars. Congratulations. Well done. Anyways, so hope you all enjoyed this video. It's just Dinal signing off, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.